Okay, we are now live. Welcome to another episode of Miracle Mindset for Men. I am your host, Heru Dre, aka Handsome Heru, aka Dre. Tonight, I have a very special guest this evening. I want to introduce y'all to Victoria, aka, um, excuse me, that was a little dry, Enchanted Insights. You know, um, I want to say thank you for coming on the platform. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
Cool. So today's episode is called Protecting Your Energy.
Hmm.
And it was something that, I was on your YouTube, I think about a week or two ago, and some of the things you were talking about, because I know you do it with the celebrity tarot reading,
Yes.
and you also a life coach too. I didn't know that
Hmm.
until today when I went on your website. I'm like, oh shit, a life coach too. I said, oh, this is perfect. I
Yeah.
said that's what happened when you follow your spirit. You could be like, cause now you be like, oh, so she could talk about a lot more stuff that can help help a lot of people. So
Yeah.
um the topic energy protection came up because it was something I was thinking about a while, and how we can protect our energy and what that look like and who
Hmm.
we are protecting our energy from.
Hmm.
So before we get started on the topic, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Victoria Love. I have Enchanted Insights. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I do spiritual consultations, life coach sessions, and tarot readings. So if you need guidance, insight, anything along those lines, I'm just here to help and support and guide you along your spiritual journey.
Cool. And you say you in Philadelphia?
Yes, outside of
Okay.
Philly, yep.
Outside Philly. That's what's up.
Philly in
That's
the
what's up. I
building.
know that's right. The what they call it, the state of brotherly love.
They do.
They do, but they ain't like that for real.
It's sorry. It's
It's
love.
like,
It's all love in Philly.
no, I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you. So, energy protection, right?
Yeah.
So, have you ever experienced like, like in your personal life, like things that you had to protect your energy from?
Oh, yeah, I mean, all the time.
Like, give me an example of like how you protect your energy.
Through rituals, through visualization, visualizing protective barriers and shields around my energy, connecting with my crystals through prayer and meditation, just really practicing the art of keeping those things that aren't good for me away from me through, protection rituals, crystals, things along those lines.
So, do you when you doing all your rituals and having your crystals and stuff,
Mhm.
are you protecting yourself from like entities, like people, situations?
Yeah, I would say definitely people sometimes because I feel like um sometimes you can feel certain energies from other people, whether positive or negative, but sometimes it's the negative energies that you kind of want to push away or keep a barrier around yourself so that doesn't come to like interfere or impede you in any way. So, people definitely is a big one. Situations, work wise, if you have a job where you're not feeling supported or encouraged, or maybe it's a toxic work environment, you may want to do a ritual to protect yourself from that. I mean, every day we're protecting ourselves in different ways. Just, thinking about like your home, if you have a home security system, that's a form of protection. You have
Hmm.
your car alarm, that's a form of protection. You're protecting people from getting in your car, getting in your house. So, your body, your temple, this vessel, you have to protect certain outside influences from penetrating your vessel in a way that's not in alignment to, where you want to be in your life.
Yeah, most definitely. My ways of protecting my energy is, you know, I have like a ritual every morning, like
Mhm.
a saying that I do every morning when I get up, and I have like I learned this in the blueprint for God power. Like you draw a circle, like imaginary circle,
Yeah.
and then you stand in it, and then you start saying the things that you want to be protected from, or the things that you desire and things like that. So I've been doing that for like 2 years now.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like your own little prayer circle, if you will.
Okay, prayer circle. Yes, protective prayer circle at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Like, what is the challenges of protecting your energy from people?
I think the challenges are just, I mean, people are going to try to come into your bubble. You know, they want to know you, they want to understand you, they want to feel some of your good energy, especially if you carry a certain light, a certain aura about you. People are naturally drawn to that. So sometimes it's just the challenge of understanding if these people that are being drawn to you are the right people for you. um that's kind of like an internal diagnostic that goes off to say whether this is someone who you should have in your circle or this is someone you shouldn't have in your circle. And those can be, consciously you're aware of this, or unconsciously it might take a while for you to realize that maybe this person is not the best for me, maybe this friendship isn't the best for me, maybe this relationship isn't taking me where I need to be. I think anything that kind of holds you back or keeps you in a state that's not progressing is a big challenge to just protecting your overall energy and making sure that you're surrounded by the right light and the right positive energy.
Okay. So then my next question would be
Hmm.
the jealousy thing,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because it was something that I experienced. What is it, November? Actually, I experienced it my whole life, but I was kind of naive and in denial about it. So I'll just give you an example.
Okay.
I grew up with a set of friends, known
Hmm.
them since about five,
Hmm.
4 or 5 years old. And I had one particular friend, like me and him was like really, really, really close because we lived right down the street from each other. We went to most of the same schools.
Yeah.
So time as time go on, you get older and stuff. You start smelling yourself a little bit. The girls start liking you. So friendship may change a little bit, but me being a Cancer,
Hmm.
I value friendship and I value loyalty, and
Right.
I think that's the most important thing to me out of anything else. So fast forward, high school come up. Um, how can I put it? How can I put it? So I had a lot of girls that was liking me because I played sports.
Hmm.
Ran track, played football, played basketball, and all of that stuff. And everybody knew me and my best friend. We was like this. So if they saw me, they saw him. They saw him, they saw me. It was
Yeah.
tight. So the girls were liking me, but they didn't. They were being shy, so they would go to him and tell him. So
Hmm.
he would, say some fucked up shit about me that I didn't even know about. I didn't know nothing about it. This, yeah, he would say some fucked up shit about me, right? So I didn't learn all of this until after we graduated high school.
Hmm.
And the girls would come up to me like they'd see me out somewhere. They're like, "No, I used to have a crush on you, and I told your friend, but he said that you wasn't into girls or you wasn't into that type of stuff." And I'm like, "The fuck?" Like
Yeah.
it kind of like threw me off. Like, why would he do that? Like, and in my mind, I'm like, if I had a friend that I knew all the girls, like I would use that to my advantage. But
Yeah.
that's just me. That's just me. Everybody look at things differently.
Yeah.
So as time went on some more, as we gotten older, this like now we in like our early 20s, mid 20s,
Hmm.
we start growing apart.
Hmm.
And some things had got back to me that he was saying to mutual friends, and I had distanced myself from him for a while.
Yeah.
And then because his mom stays up the street for where I live at now, because I live in my old childhood home now.
Hmm.
And I would go down there and visit her, talk to her, kick it with her and stuff like that. And he would come over there every now and then, and I say what's up to him, and that'd be that. So now let's fast forward to the actual jealousy part, where I like come to the conclusion that my friends, not just him, but the other ones too, were jealous. We were supposed to go on a trip
Mhm.
September for
Mhm.
one of our mutual childhood friends' birthday. And everybody knows that I'm a travel advisor, so I book trips, cruises, flights, all that, right?
Mhm.
So they see my Instagram, they see me out here living my life. I'm going every month. I'm just out of here, right? So
Right.
they like, I want to live through you. I'm like, man, no, y'all can come live with me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
y'all can come experience these things with me.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I want to go. I want to go in such and such place. I said, cool. Let me know. I'll book everything. Let you know the price and stuff.
Mhm.
Fast forward, I ain't hear from him. So I'm out here. I ain't gonna say I was stranded, but they kind of left me cold on this trip. But luckily, I
All of
was
it?
yeah, all of them.
Oh my gosh. No. No. I hope you don't talk to none of them now, right?
Nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Oh man, those are the worst. Those are the worst when you got a close group of friends and they do you like that. That hurts.
And and I just never understood. Like at least as far as I know, I never done anything to them.
Mhm.
And that was the part where I told my uncle about it because he knows some of my friends, and he was telling me for years like you're not going to be friends with these people when you get older.
I knew
And
it.
you
I knew
and,
it. You
and
always have people in your ear that been telling you about your friends, but you never want to hear it.
nope. So after that happened, I had came to the conclusion like what, these niggas is jealous,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't understand why, but now I understand why, and I understand the variance of why they're jealous of me, not just because of what I do, because of who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like I told my uncle, like, jealous people know about other jealous people. If you're not a jealous person, you're not gonna see it at first. Somebody have to tell you about jealous people.
Mhm.
And like I never really had a reason to be jealous of people because
Mm,
like I feel like I'm always focused on what I have and what I got going on, and I'm too
right.
busy trying to do what I'm doing to be worrying about what you got and what you doing, stuff like
Mhm.
that. You ever been in a situation where somebody was jealous of you? And can you explain that?
I mean, I've had too many situations to name. I mean, friends, family, jealousy is a big one. If you're with a partner who's jealous of your accomplishments and, you know, how you carry yourself. I mean, once jealousy basically it holds you back. Like a lot of people a lot of people sometimes don't even realize, like, maybe your friends don't even know they're jealous of you. Like, maybe they're not consciously aware of it. Maybe they don't even know why they didn't show up for you or, didn't support you. Um, it's tough to say, but, like I said, I've been in many situations relationship-wise. I've had family members tell me certain friends were not my friend, they won't be around. I've had teachers tell me that. I had one time because growing up, I was close with it was like a group of four of us girls, and three of us were really close because we were all like in the same um class together. We were often in the same class together in elementary school. And one time we had to be like maybe 18, 19, just after we graduated high school, maybe 20, 18 to 20. And we had ran into our sixth grade teacher at the movie theater. And literally the first thing she said, she was like, "Y'all still friends?" And I was like, "Oh my God, like, what is she trying to say? Like, we can't be friends." Like, and listen, shortly after that, we were not friends. So she knew, and she was just a teacher. Like, people know and can recognize when you're in a good friendship, when you have the good people around you. Because eventually there was a situation where I was left out. No one said anything to me, and my mom was always one to say that these individuals were jealous and they, were just envious. So, yeah.
So, well, I kind of feel like that happens with a lot of us who really just, we don't be paying no attention because these are our friends. We love our friends, but it
Yeah.
always be them elders that be telling the shit, and we don't be listening because like they don't know what they talking about. They don't know my friends like that,
Yeah.
and that's what I thought. But whew, well, what was
No,
I
I've had
wrong?
to tell my daughter that a couple of times about some of her friends too. Like you could just see it. I don't know. It's like you can sometimes just see that there's something not right in certain friendships where I've had to tell my daughter like that is not your friend, or you can't be hanging out with that little girl too much because something's off. Like you can recognize these things if you really pay attention.
Yeah. Um, but that just comes with experience and wisdom. Really, that's really what it comes with. It comes with the experience part because you go through it, you see it, and now you know how to maneuver it. Like what are like some of the things that you do that help you maneuver things like that?
I stay away from people in situations like that. Like I don't entertain anything that does not make me feel good, or people that I feel like are giving like shady vibes or shady energy, or you know just anything that just feels off. Like it's a certain thing in my mind, I guess, where it's like someone could say something or mention something where it feels like a just like a negative jab, or it feels like you're looking at me as someone who's almost higher than yourself or something like that. Does that make sense? Like higher than yourself, like versus, because I believe that everyone everyone has their own path, purpose, like everyone has their own path, their own purpose, their own journey, and I'm not out here comparing or trying to be anyone other than me. But sometimes the people in your circle may want to be you because they see something in you that maybe they don't have. And instead of them working to obtain something that you have, they just kind of like just hate or kind of exude that energy, or just focus so much. A lot of times people focus on what they don't have versus going after what they could have for themselves. And that causes a lot of hindrances in their lives, or that could cause them to just have unhealthy relationships because they're never able to adequately put the focus into them, again, rather than focusing on what everyone else is doing because they want to be everyone else. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and it's something you said earlier that is so true.
Mhm.
Like people don't even know why they jealous of you, or they don't even know that they jealous of you,
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
and it's like, and I don't know from a woman's point of view when it comes to friends, but I can only speak from a man's point of view.
Yeah.
Um, I don't see too many men falling out like that unless it's over women or money.
Okay, yeah.
And, like I think those are like two of the main reasons why men stop being friends.
Hmm.
It's not so much jealousy and not so much envy, anything like that. It's more so those two things.
Yeah.
But when you find out that your friend is jealous of you, I think that hurts and hits harder than over money or over women.
Hmm.
What do you think is like the biggest fallout for women when it comes to friendship?
Oh gosh. I mean, if someone's dealing with your man, that's a big one. I mean, you know, that's just horrible. So I would say that's a big one. Um, what else? I mean, I feel like with women, it could just be anything, honestly. Like it could it could be a man, it could be the way you said something on the phone, it could be how you were talking to someone else about them, like, or sometimes it could be you're talking behind your back to someone. Like it could be anything. honestly, I mean, I'm trying to think of a situation. The one that's coming to mind for me is, do I want to talk about that? No, I think for me, like, me and my sister actually stopped talking, and um looking back now, like, and this happened several years ago, but um she stopped talking to me because I did not come to a brunch with her and another friend. And I had told her, like, in advance, like, hey, I might not be able to make it Sunday. I talked to her before then, all that kind of stuff. And then the day of the brunch, like, I told her I couldn't come and she ignored me. And then I checked on her the next day and ignored me. I called her, ignored me. And it's one of those things like, well, what is really wrong? Like, is this about brunch or is this about something else? So sometimes people may create things in their mind that maybe they feel as though you did. And that's why they stopped talking to you. I mean, still to this day, I don't understand what I could have done. And sometimes I do think, like, maybe there is some envy or some jealousy or just something I did that I don't even know I did that made her feel some type of way. And maybe me not attending this brunch was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, where she was like, I'm just done with you. And I'm always I like to think I'm a supportive friend, supportive sister. You know, if I can't make it, it's probably for a good reason. It's probably just something personally for me where it's like I just can't do it. And that goes into just having boundaries. Sometimes people don't like you to have boundaries if you say no. Everyone wants you to say yes, 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 yes. Like, I can do this, I can be there, I can, do all these things. But sometimes you have to say no. And this was the first time in a while I've said no to my sister, to the point where we just don't talk. It literally makes no sense. Again, still to this day, I don't understand why, but on the lines of like jealousy and envy and just like not being consciously aware of why someone does something, that kind of just ties in just with what I experienced with my sister, and how I just don't know why she stopped talking to me.
They be your own people, I
It
swear.
it's so sad. I never saw it coming. And that when that kind of stuff happens, it hurts. Like, it took me a while to kind of get over it, because I was like, dang, what did I do? Like, I literally was thinking and going through and like, what did I say? Like, I told you beforehand I couldn't come to brunch. Like, and I told you the day of, like, it hurts. It hurts, especially when it's family.
You that was your older or younger sister?
Older. Mm-hmm.
Really? The older sibling acting like that? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
I'm like, dang, what did I do?
That sounds like some lingering, something lingering there.
Yes, yes. That's what
So
a few people have said to me. That's why I've just come to the conclusion that maybe it's that, like, something lingering. Maybe there's jealousy, envy, maybe no one knows sometimes, no one can really know why someone decides to treat you the way that they do. But
hmm
oftentimes it's a reflection of just how they may feel about themselves.
that part,
Hmm.
that part right there.
Yeah.
So you haven't talked to her,
No.
and
I
so
mean, we've
it's
seen each other since then because I had to go to our other sister's baby shower. And that's another thing too. She tried to like apologize before the baby shower. Mind you, we didn't talk for at least like a year prior to the baby shower. So it kind of felt like a weird apology. It didn't feel genuine. It felt like
a
you're,
forced.
yeah, of course, like, you're apologizing for not talking to me because you were going through something. But I guess she thought we would pick up where we left off at the baby shower. And it was just weird to me. Like, I can't do it. Sorry, I can't. That hurt me to the core. the apology felt fake. It just can't do it.
So you think that right there. So you didn't accept her apology?
Did I say anything back? I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I said, I don't know, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I did say anything. That was like 2 years ago. Um, but I speak when I had to see her at the baby shower. Like I wasn't gonna make it awkward, but uh, it's just it sucks. It sucks when you have those friendships and those families where you're together all the time, you do all these things, you have all these experiences, and then one situation, one thing makes it completely uncomfortable where you can't really go back to how things were beforehand.
Yeah, cause the next thing I was gonna ask, like, do you think that was like you not talking to her or saying anything back to her was a form of protecting your energy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I kind of feel like because we at that time period, me and my sister were so close, like talking about so many different things, going through similar relationships experiences. And sometimes I reflect back and say to myself, maybe the universe wanted me to cut off. Like maybe we just couldn't talk anymore because maybe we were a little codependent in a certain sense. Maybe some of our relationships were kind of a reflection of work we needed to do within ourselves. That's what I took away with it. Now she could have took away something totally different, which still to this day she doesn't really say anything to me, and I don't reach out to her, but I feel like the universe, God, may have been just protecting me from whatever she was going through. That brunch, that situation was like, okay, we have to cut it off now. And me not responding and not continuing to try to re-engage that, I definitely feel like that was a form of protection because it never felt right to re-engage, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
You know when something feels right to be like, okay, let's talk, let's have this conversation. And even with her apology, I feel like she kind of could have been like, let's go out and talk, let's catch up, like I apologize for this, I apologize for that. I just felt like it wasn't genuine. And when something's genuine versus when it's not. And you have to do your due diligence to either accept or continue to be involved with that person, or kind of just wash your hands of it and walk into a different direction. And I feel like I may have just needed that at that point, even though in the moment it really hurt, like, and being ignored too, like not returning calls and texts and stuff like that. Like, how can you do that? Like, I would never do that to someone, not my sister. Like, come on.
Yeah, I hope that me and my brother never have a falling out.
Yeah.
Something as little as that. We had disagreements, but it wasn't a point to where we never talked to each other no more. Actually, you know what? You know what? It was a situation I almost didn't want to talk to him no more.
Oh God, what happened, right?
We was getting into it because my brother, he reads a lot of books. He reads a lot of books. He reads books that kind of like deals with modern society,
Yeah.
and I read a lot of books that deal with quantum physics and psychology.
Okay.
And he when he wants to talk about something philosophical or he wants to talk about something psychological, he hit me up.
Hmm.
And it was we was talking about something, and I think it was about religion. I want to say it was about religion.
Yeah.
And think back about it now, it was kind of stupid, but I kind of understood why I felt that way, because it's like
Hmm.
you're trying to twist my words up, but what I'm trying to say is that even though I might be a omnist, I'm optimistic about a lot of things. I still have a moral code, and my moral code will not allow me to give in to any type of traditions or any type of religions that's put out there if is if not conducive with my spirit.
Yeah.
So we started getting into it, and then he was trying to overtalk me and not listening to what I was saying. And my brother, he's so smart to where he not so smart. You ever heard of people like they so smart until they not so smart? And and
Aries?
like
Yeah, Aries?
yeah, huh?
I've said it. Is he an Aries?
Nah, he a Scorpio.
Oh yeah. My sister is Scorpio, see?
But I don't have a problem with Scorpios though. I really don't. Like I'm cool with all my water signs, but but the water signs are okay. It's just Aquarius and Capricorns. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not thinking about it. We still talked after.
Yeah.
Um, and
And
I
that's
told him, how I felt because this was the part of me of being a man, like understanding that I was upset. I
yeah.
expressed to him how I was upset, and we grew up in the household together. So like really, when my parents are dead and gone, we really gonna be all who we have. And
Yeah.
me being the oldest, they're gonna look to me for things like that, and I don't want to be the person that they can't come to.
Mhm.
And me being the oldest, I also feel like it's a responsibility on my part to um manage things and mesh things together and keep us close and tight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I mean, we get into it and then we be cool. I'd be like, throw some boxing gloves on so we can get the
Oh
frustration.
my gosh. Yeah.
you know how boys be.
Yeah.
You know. Come
Gotta
catch a
settle
fit.
it
Yeah,
out.
come catch a fade real quick, and then we'll be back cool. You
Right,
know.
right.
So that's just how it is. But I love my brother to death. Like they call us the Smokestack Twins. Have you ever seen Sinners?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's how. So I'm Smoke. He's Stack. So that's really our demeanor. I'm the more serious one. He's the more outgoing one. So yeah. So that's how I feel. But the energy protection thing. How did you? When at what point in your life did you know about protecting your energy?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. What are we in 2025?
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I feel like when my grandma passed away in 2017, that's when something in me died and I was like reborn into a new person. And during that time I got into tarot and just exploring more of my spiritual gifts. So through that, I realized the importance of just protecting my energy when I'm doing tarot card readings and being sure I have the right energy around me as I'm pulling the cards. So I think that's when I first understood that I need to protect my energy when I'm doing this. I need to start doing it in just my everyday life with, again, like crystals and rituals and bath rituals, just everything to just food too, like protecting my body through eating the right things, the nourishment, just everything. Visualization, I can never say that word right, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, visualization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just my mind and projecting my mind into spaces that I feel protected, and I know that I'm protected, and calling on certain guardians and protective energies to keep me aligned. Um, but yeah, that was like I guess 8 years ago now. But
So was that? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I probably did certain things as a kid too that I maybe didn't realize was protecting me as well. Like just not having a certain level of knowledge or awareness. But I would have to really dig deep into that.
So did you start? So when your grandmother passed away,
Hmm.
did you that was the start of your spiritual journey, or were you already on it? Oh, so
Yeah,
2017.
like I thinking back before then, I don't know where my mind was. Like I feel like I was a totally different person. At that time, like I was just moving through life. I don't think I understood or knew my purpose and just what I want to do with myself. I just thought you work hard, you slave, you work 2 or 3 jobs, so you have money, you depend on a job and people and things like that. But I feel like once my grandma passed, it was just like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do in my life without her? Like I've been with this woman for 28 years. Like I don't even know where to begin without her. And I think when you lose someone so important to you and so close to you, in that time, it was like me having to restart and learn who I am without her, without anyone. You know, I have to really depend on me and find myself and what makes me happy, what brings me joy, what keeps me in a constant present state. I feel like I wasn't always present before then, also. Again, like I said, I was just kind of moving through life. Um, Now I'm more consciously aware of things I do and when I'm in the present state versus, stuck in the past or just, stuck in a reoccurring old relationship that literally no longer exists. Like just all those things. Like I make it my intention to stay in the present, um because that's where I thrive. That's where I'm alive, and that's where I can be the best version of me.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we talked about this on the phone last week, about what my show is about, and this title has a lot to do with what my show is about. I
Yeah.
feel like in today's society, women don't feel like they are protected by men anymore
Mhm.
because I mean, there's a very, very, very many reasons why they're like that. And my goal, my sole purpose is to make women feel like they can be protected by men again,
Mhm.
even if it's not me or just the men that's around them.
Mhm.
And because I don't like the friction and the division between the two,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, like we were created opposites for a reason to come together like a balanced thing.
Mhm.
And and it's very hard, or not hard, but it can be a challenge to try to navigate and protect yourself
Mhm.
from men, or men protecting themselves from women, but still having to be open at the same time
Mhm.
to invite um true love and true friendship and things like that. Has there ever been a time to where you felt like you wasn't protected by men? And has there ever been a point where you felt like you were protected by men?
Oh God, you bringing up deep wounds.
I mean, cause what my goal is to really try to get an understanding from a woman's point of view, so that way it would make me I can study more, and then I can kind of like relate a message to the men, like, hey, this is what some of us are doing, so let's try to heal that part and make these women feel safe again.
I've been through a lot of situations. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like I've ever been protected by a man, honestly. I don't. I don't think I've had that experience. I could just be one of those women who just don't have that experience. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with it. I've come to terms with it. But I also think that maybe men maybe need to be taught how to treat women appropriately, how to speak to them, how to approach them, how to um, just continue to be in like a good place with them. Um, I think it's all about, I think it just starts with teaching and then being able to um, align with the right person too. I think a lot of the times, I feel like it goes both ways. Like men may feel neglected, women may not feel protected. I think there are times when I think women or men don't know when to like leave a situation that isn't benefiting them. I think there's oftentimes elements of codependency in certain relationships, and sometimes people just can't see themselves without this person or that person. And I I guess they just kind of tolerate who they are with, even though they don't feel protected, even though they don't feel loved. I think I just feel like there's like so many layers to that. And for me personally, like I said, like when I think about my encounters, even just like with my father growing up, the relationships, like I was not someone who was protected. Yeah.
Well, I'm truly sorry that you had to go through something like that.
Mhm.
And you know, and you are right. It does start with the teaching the men how to treat a woman properly. I
Mhm.
do 100% agree with that. Um, whew.
I know this is deep. Like I need a shot of something. Oh, goodness, I wasn't ready tonight.
Hey, I try to. I kind of feel like a lot of us we have so much stuff bottled up, even though we could
Yes.
be on a spiritual journey, and
Mhm.
we just learn how to compartmentalize a lot of things and focus on other things.
Mhm.
But when you and I learned this by just studying psychology, sometimes just releasing that frees you, it liberates you in a
Yes.
lot of different ways, and it
Mm.
make you feel better. And then tomorrow or the next day or the day after, you'll feel better about the
Mhm.
situation and you'll feel better about yourself. So I try not to get in people's personal business because I'm not nobody like
Feeling tea tonight. Like,
yeah,
tea?
because
I
I,
mean,
I
everything.
yeah, because I'm not saying I'm guarded, but I'm careful with who I tell and what I tell to.
Yeah.
But it was something that King Simon had said to me last year, which
Mhm.
made so much sense. What led me to this, he said that people have a comfortability with you where they feel like they could be themselves without
Yeah.
judgment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you think so? He said, yeah, send your numbers. I'm like, oh, okay, well then, if you said some of my numbers, and I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
And then when he told me that, I started thinking back about it. I'm like, you know what? A lot of people do tell me stuff,
Mm.
and I listen without judgment, and
Mhm.
then I try to help them through it whatever way that I can. And
Yeah.
sometimes just me being a listening ear is all that they need.
Yes.
And I just want my highest choice is that people just be comfortable around me to feel like if you don't have a safe space, you can have a safe space with me because I'm gonna just always find a solution to whatever problem you got going on. Even if I ain't got it there, I'm like, you know what? Give me about 5 to 7 days. I'll be back. I'll be back in five,
Yeah.
7 days. So, but I really appreciate you sharing some of that information with me because now it gives me another insight of how I can help men be better protectors of women. And it doesn't even have to be in an intimate role. It could just be friendship role or any other role outside of sexual desires. And I personally believe that
Mhm.
men and women can be great friends. I mean, it's been going on for years, but society has made it so difficult because of the sexualization of women,
Mm.
and all men think about is, what they want to do to them sexually, instead of just like, creating a bond, a platonic friendship with them.
Mhm.
Because it's so much things that we can learn from one another. I mean, it's so much that us men can learn from y'all women, because it's never just like 4 or 5 things we learn from y'all. It's like a plethora of things to learn from y'all. But the most important thing is learning how to love properly. And I think women have that like to a fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but you know,
Yeah, you got me thinking about a lot of stuff now. I'm gonna be in deep thought later, like, because I even, just with the questions you asked, is like now I'm thinking like, how can I feel protected by men? Like, what does that look like? I think I need to maybe do some reflection because I don't think I know what that looks like for me. And maybe that's something that others may feel as well. Maybe they don't know what it looks like or feels like to be in protection of a man.
so do you date?
Not currently, no.
Okay. Well, when you were dating, like, what are like some of the things that give you like what the young kids call it, the ick? Is that what they say? Not the ick? Is it
Like
the
you
ick?
don't like.
Yeah.
That's a great question and a good point because I would like a man, like if I'm out with a guy, like I want you to walk on the right side of the street. Like I should be in, you should be on the outer side. That's a form of protection. Opening the doors, I mean, you should have some sort of manners or just the gentleman nature to open the doors and make sure the woman gets into the door before you, walk in behind the woman. um what else? Making sure her seatbelt's on in the car. I don't know. Just things like that.
Yeah, so it's really all of the gestures of what they doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the gesture side of things.
So then let me ask you this then, because I never like to assume things. I always ask questions so I can get a better understanding.
Yeah.
Um, I won't say all women,
Mhm,
but if you could speak for yourself and some of the women out there,
mhm.
what is more of a thing that y'all like more? What they say or what they do,
Oh, it's
and
the
why?
action,
It's the
baby.
action.
Actions. Okay. I didn't heard it all. I want to see what you got. Okay. Let's put the money where your mouth is. Okay. Like actions speak louder than words. Like, show me that you are who you say you are. And oftentimes, from my experience, there's only so long. A lot of times people just fake. They're not genuine, they're not real. Um, they come like date from a dating perspective, they come in with their persona of how they want to appear to be versus just who they really are. And through trial and error, lots of error on my part in my
Hmm.
situations. A lot of the times things didn't work out because, the men I was dating or in association with, they just weren't who they said they were. They didn't know themselves. I think they were maybe just attracting me because maybe there was something in me that they wanted maybe in them as well. And they may have just gravitated towards that, but um I didn't lost my train of thought. I lost
It's
my
okay. Take your time. Take your time.
oh. But yeah, like I feel like from a dating perspective, um it for me, I just haven't attracted the one that is just really in alignment. Like I think that's why I'm currently not dating because I need to I just don't want to be in that space, you know what I mean, until I really really feel open to it. You know, I can manifest anything. Like if I wanted to date or be with someone, I could absolutely do it right now, but it's just I'm not in the space for it. There's other things I'm trying to manifest and want to focus my attention on. So um just for me, like that's the focus. But um I think for women, I think we all have to be clear about exactly it is we want in a man. Like sometimes we're not clear enough. Like we're not saying or setting the intentions of what we want clear enough, and we find the closest match to what we say with a couple little red flags or yellow flags here and there, and then it's like, oh man, girl, what did I do? I knew it. Like I knew it. But you'd be like, well, he had a job, girl. You know, he had a car. He didn't have no kids. But he was still staying with his baby mom, like stuff like that. It'd be like, oh my God, girl, you should have knew then. Like, come on. Like, it just be things like that. I think we really have to get clear about exactly what we're trying to attract. A man that shows through actions, not just words, because I've been with a lot of men who are built real muscular, strong in the gym every day, but very weak-minded, you know, very weak-minded. They didn't really have the ability to like do what needed to be done to protect me or protect even themselves in a certain sense. Like it's important for, I would say it's important for a man to just know himself, and it's important for women to know themselves in order for them to be clear about who exactly they want to be with, who they see themselves with. You know, let a man show you these things versus just saying all these things and making you feel good in that moment. You want to see the fruit of his words and see the fruit of his actions, rather. And that goes a long way. You know, you got to take your time and really field out, you know, some of the bad apples out of the bunch until you find the one that's just really okay. Like, I can do this. I can build with this person because I see that they're building this for themselves. You know, they have a great career, a stable career, or, you know, they have a home, and, you know, they show you in these different ways that they're building and, you know, protecting themselves through various actions. So you would want someone like that, but you should also be someone like that also. Yeah. That's just what I think. What comes to mind.
I think the biggest problem that I have seen, because like a lot of my experiences don't be what's portrayed on the internet, which I'm like really grateful for.
What's portrayed on the internet?
Women only want men for money.
Oh God.
I mean, women misuse men. Women disrespecting men. I don't think I've had one.
No one wanted you for your money?
Okay. No. I think so. I think this. So I live in the city of Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And oh my God, shit! Like 2023 was a crazy ass year. I've been on so many days I couldn't even count, but I couldn't even count.
Yeah.
But just from what has been said to me, is that a lot of men don't have their life together.
Yeah.
No house, no car, no job, no income, no ambition, no none of that. So when they get to me and they see that I have all these attributes, it's like exactly, that's exactly how they look at it.
Yeah.
You know, not having kids at my age, which that everybody finds shocking, but I'm like, is it really shocking? I mean, you know, I almost did, but you know, it didn't. You
Yeah.
know, it was plan. God didn't have in His plans for me to be a father at that time. So hey,
Yeah.
but they look at attributes more so than materialistic things.
Hmm.
At least that's what my experience was. Now, have I had women try to come for me for my money? Yeah, but this is like a long, long time ago. Like in the past, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
Um, and then on top of that, we'll put the icing on the cake. Um, my demeanor and how I stimulate them mentally, because
Hmm.
I don't talk about the shit that everybody else is talking about. I talk about things that really get up in their mind and have them thinking.
Hmm.
And that's like the most attractive thing for
Yeah.
them is me telling them something that they never heard before,
Yeah.
and me introducing them to a whole new way of learning things and stuff like that. So when I hear men online on all these other podcasts talking about how these women are after this and after that, I'm like, well, I never experienced that, so I really don't know. But I
Hmm.
do know some people who have actually experienced that. And then my first thing is like, well, what are you displaying in front of them for them to think like that? That's number one.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm.
And the other thing is like, you think that your money is always going to get women, it might get them for that moment, but then you would just be misused, and then they'll go misuse somebody else. I mean, we all here meant to be used in some way, but
Yeah.
being misused, that's a whole nother
Hmm.
dynamic within itself.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of things that I don't experience, but it's a lot of things that I hear. Like I give you a prime example.
Yeah.
I'm part of this black men's mental health group on Facebook,
Okay.
and we were on a Zoom call about a month ago.
Hmm.
Was it before Vegas? This is after Vegas. Actually, this is after Vegas. I
Hmm.
had um I had made a post on Instagram that said unpopular opinion. I'm starting to believe that women are incapable of loving a man unless it's her child and or family member. That's what I said. You know, some people didn't like that. Like the women really didn't like that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like really like trying to
Yeah.
disrespect women, because you know I never really had nothing bad to say about women for real.
Hmm.
But I said that because it was something that I was listening to on this Zoom call
Yeah.
the day before, and some of these guys on there was telling their experiences with the women they were with or the women they were dealing with, and it just made me think like, well, damn, like what's going on? Why are these men feeling this way? Because you know we always hear the woman's point of view, and unfortunately, society always side with the woman first instead of hearing both sides of the story.
Hmm.
And it kind of just make the man look bad, like he ain't doing what he's supposed to, he's not enough.
Yeah.
And the guy that was on the Zoom call, it was like about four of them that broke down crying. Now it's like 70 of us on there, so they
Oh,
don't know none of us.
yeah.
So for them to break down crying because of their experience just let me know that it's not a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
Because you know, men, we don't talk about our feelings. We really don't. Because we
Hmm.
kind of feel like what for? So it could be used as ammunition. What for? So people could look at us as weak,
Yeah.
and it's not a good thing, because black men in general here in the U.S. have the highest suicide rate.
Mm.
And me being a suicide survivor, yeah, that's me. I contemplated on it a few times,
Hmm.
depression and everything, and it's like I understand where they're coming from.
Hmm.
And fortunately for me, I had support system from my family, more so my mom and dad, but I ain't gonna say like outside, but
Hmm.
um and then I had the support of my higher self,
Hmm.
and I had the conversation because I said I didn't want to be a burden, I wanted to be a blessing.
Hmm.
And I needed to change that. So I just asked for, you know, signs of helping me get through this dark time that I'm going through right now, because I got my mom worrying herself. She's
Yeah.
crying. My dad don't know what's going on, and
Mhm.
you know my siblings, they're looking at me like we don't want to lose a brother. Like what's going on? because they don't understand.
Yeah.
And it could be a challenging thing because, man, we really do want um a safe space within our woman,
Mm-hmm.
because I personally feel like women are the best places to get your safe space from if you really trust her and she really truly loves you and
Mm-hmm.
wants to help you. But now I had kind of got like a slighted different point of view about that, because it's like I hear what the women be saying, but when you ask some of the men, it'd be a different story. Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm trying to help them be better men for themselves and for you and for society, but y'all gotta contribute to this too.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, like, this is a community thing. This is a cohesive effort. Like, if you want men to feel like they need to protect you more, show them. Because sometimes, every woman is different, and we can't assume that every woman wants the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to teach us how to treat you. We will learn we will know how to treat you based off of how we dealt with the women before you. And like, what if this woman, like the woman before you, she didn't like her doors being open. She didn't like you paying for meals or anything like that. And then you meet a woman who wants all of that, and now you have to relearn all of this stuff because it's not something you used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that as men we need to understand, that we have to go into each situation with a woman differently. We have to ask the questions.
Mm-hmm.
We have to
Bet.
get a good. You have to feel the energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you kind of got to trust your gut instinct, your intuition and stuff, because we. I had to put myself in this too. We sometimes we think more with the second head and not the first head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we can ignore signs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But not me. I don't ignore shit no more. Like, my patience is so low. It's so low. It's bad. It's really bad. It's
You
really bad. It's really bad. Like, I let one thing slide, but the second and third time, I'm like, you gotta go. Like,
yeah.
it's. I ain't gonna say it's a bad thing, but it's more like
Not a
protecting.
bad
You
thing.
gotta
That's
protect.
not a bad thing.
Yeah, you gotta protect your energy,
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
you don't want everybody in that bubble, because if they get in that bubble, they gonna burst it. And now and
Yeah, or
then
they'll never leave. They're like, I got the good energy over here, bills paid, and I don't got to do this, that. Like, I'm going to stay right on in
yeah, but it could be a lot, but I
here.
just my goal and my higher choice is that men and women can come to a mutual agreement
Facts.
and learn how to coexist without all of the extra bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm really starting to believe that these podcasts are really just trolls. I'm really thinking they getting paid to divide men and women.
Some of them be lying, being secret relationships, married out there, doing the same thing they telling other men not to do. Like, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. Sorry, not sorry. The
No,
mistakes.
no, you right. You right. You right. Cause, man, listen, nowadays I just listen to it as entertainment. At this point, I'd be like,
Right.
they full of shit.
Right. You can tell, like, no way. Like, you're lying. You're doing this, or you've done it before. Like, please stop.
Yeah.
Got the
So,
whole family at home.
like, I never ever want to live an unauthentic life.
Oh my God, for real. Never.
Cause that would eat me up inside. Because
Absolutely.
even though they might not know, I know.
Mm-hmm.
If I know I'm not being authentic and genuine, it will eat me up. Me
Yeah.
personally, it will eat me up, because I'm like, Dre, that's not you. Why you doing that? Why you acting like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it doesn't make it even better. It doesn't make it no better, because everybody has this image of me, and I'm like, that's not how I am. And they swear to God this is how I am. Like, I've never displayed no type of characteristic of being the way that y'all think that I am. Like, why are y'all doing me like that?
Oh, dang.
I get it, but I don't get it. It's
Yeah.
like I was like, whatever. So then I come to a conclusion
Mhm.
in the point in my life where I just let people think whatever they want to think. And then when they get to talking to me, they be like, "Oh, you nothing like I thought you were." And I'm like, "What you thought I was?" And they be like, "Oh, I thought you was such and such, such and such." I'd be like, "Yeah, you probably should have asked first instead of assuming."
Yeah.
Then I flip out the book, read the four agreements. One of them said, "Don't assume."
Right. Don't assume. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but so because I wanna get back to this. It was something um I usually ask people this because I really want to know,
Mhm.
like, your spiritual journey. Like, what were the beginning stages of that like for you in your life?
Emotional. Like you do you know tarot? Like tower moment, tower card, like
I had my tears read for me before.
okay.
That'd be a conversation we have to have off camera. Cause let me tell you the shit that they told me. Oh
Oh
my
my god.
god.
What did they say? Yeah, we gonna take that
Ye-
offline.
Yeah, and cause it's like a whole story behind that. So that's why I said that'd be something we had to talk like off camera.
Yeah. No, I think the beginning stages were just I didn't know who I was. I think when you have that what do they call it? Like kind of like the dark night of the soul moment where it's like, oh my gosh, like I finally have come into myself and now that I know this is me, like sometimes people are not aware that they're not in their fullest potential. They're not themselves. Like it takes people certain experiences to be like to find themselves. So the beginning of my spiritual journey was just like really finding out who I was, what I enjoy, like who am I outside of work and children and family, like who is Victoria? I think a lot of people need to ask themselves that question. Who are you without, your friends, your family? Like what do you represent? I think it can be emotionally triggering. It can be what's the word I want to use? It can be a silent journey too. Like you're just thinking of tarot also, you're kind of in a hermit energy where you're kind of just to yourself and doing a lot of self-reflecting and a lot of self-work and self-love and self-care. Like I realized too a lot of my relationships prior to me coming into this like spiritual journey were just not healthy. They weren't really aligned to who I was. They didn't represent who I am and just what I embody. So I had to really shed the old Victoria in order to walk into the new Victoria who's abundant, who loves herself, who cares for herself, who wants the best for herself. I oftentimes to put put others before myself, and that was to my detriment in the end because that took away from things that I could have been pouring into myself and nurturing myself. So like I said, once you kind of just have that awareness that you are the one, like you are the one that can achieve and accomplish anything. You are here for a purpose and a reason. Um, you just walk and move differently. You just don't walk the same. It's just like a whole new life. Like you're just kind of being reborn, a rebirth in a sense. Like I've been reborn a couple of times in this life because of certain situations and experiences, because of loss and grief and heartbreak. All of that just shed different layers of skin. And eventually I just kind of came out of I'm thinking like a caterpillar turned into a butterfly, basically. Like, I had to come out of the cocoon and really just recognize like who I am and spread my wings. And, um, ever since that awakening, I've just been doing that. Like I'm the focus. Like you have to, I think the biggest thing about, spiritual awakenings are recognizing that it's all about you. You have to do what's best for you. You have to move in a way that feels authentic to you. No one else should be an influence in anything that you're doing. Everything should be in alignment to your higher self, your higher voice, and what you know to be true for you. So yeah, that's a lot.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
That the beginning stages is very, very challenging. You know, my spiritual journey came from my coworker. He introduced me to it. He was like, he said, I never forget. He was like, you believe in Jesus? I was like, yeah. He said, what if I told you he wasn't real? I said, this nigga crazy.
Oh my God.
And then, you know, it's funny how everything works out, because it was like the next day something had popped up on my Facebook talking about the origins of Christ and how his name wasn't really Jesus and what the metaphor was.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So you
let
went
me.
to church?
Yeah, I did. I went to Catholic schools.
Oh wow, yeah. You was deep in it.
Shit. You hear me?
Yeah.
But my father, we've been through like 4 different religions. Like
Oh,
we yeah, so but like Christianity was like the main one.
yeah.
We did Pan-Africanism. We did Christianity, Catholic, Muslim for like a year. And yeah, then after that it's kind of like I was on my own after that.
Right.
know,
Like, I'm gonna do my own thing now.
Yeah, so mine started off like that. So and I asked my coworker about it. I'm like, I saw a post on Facebook, like, I'm interested about this Jesus thing. Why makes you say he ain't real?
Right.
And he was like, you want to go down this rabbit hole? I was like, I don't know. Well, why? What's in the rabbit hole? He said, once you go down there, ain't no turning back. And I thought about it. I'm like, but curiosity got the best of me. So I'm like, all right. Then he's like, go watch The Matrix. That's how he started off. Go watch The Matrix.
You were about to say you would, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he said, go watch The Matrix first. And I watched it. And then he said, so what did you learn from it? I told him what I learned. Then he went on his pictures on the computer. And he showed me a lot of different shit. And I screenshot. I still got the screenshots in my phone to this day.
Yeah.
And then I even got notes. I wrote notes down. Like, I was deeply invested in it for like the first 6 months. I was writing shit down. I'm like, he was giving me history lessons. I was like, I was in a whole new school.
I love
and
it.
Shit like that. Yeah. And then he told me this. This is like the most important thing that he told me. And he said that this is a lonely journey.
Yes.
I was like, what do you mean? He said that you're learning things that only maybe less than 1% know about. So that means that the 99% of the people are not going to agree, or they're going to look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a lonely journey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, being young, like, man, people know this. It's like, this is some exciting shit. But he was right.
Yeah.
And it was a depressing moment, because I felt like I was living, my whole life was a lie.
Yeah. Yes.
And I was like
you didn't know. Like, how didn't I know?
It didn't. And that made me think, like, damn, the signs was always there, but I didn't know the signs because I didn't know how to read them.
True. You just weren't ready until that time to receive it.
Yeah. What was I, like, 26? Yeah, I was 26. So I had my spiritual awakening at 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 28.
Yeah, so it was different. He didn't expose me to quantum mechanics yet, because he said that was a little too advanced for me. So I'm gonna start you off slow.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm like heavy into quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum entanglement, quantum anything. Like, I'd be excited to hear about that. And I hear Billy Carson talk about it, when Dr. B talk about it, Dr. Phil Valentine talk about it. Everybody talk about it. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I be so heavy into it, because like everything is spiritual. It's like spirituality meets science.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it was thinking back about a lot of things that happened in my life. I'm grateful for it, and I'm glad that it happened. It's
That's
unfortunate that some things had happened, but I'm
good.
glad it had to happen for me to be where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Because had I not known that, I really don't know where I would be.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, it gives me opportunity to meet more people who are on the same type of trajectory and frequency as me. I would have never thought to be talking to you
I was
or
just gonna say, like, this interaction is like an effect of us both awakening in the spiritual journey. Without that moment, we would not be here right now, you know?
I wouldn't have thought about doing no podcast about trying to help
Right,
men. I
right.
wouldn't, I wouldn't have thought about it's a lot of things I would have never thought about doing. I wouldn't have
Mhm.
thought about no quantum physics or
Right.
spirituality or tarot readings or
Yeah.
all that stuff, crystals,
Yeah.
candle magic. It's a lot of shit I would have never thought about doing.
Mhm.
Spiritual baths. That's another thing too. We gotta talk about that off camera because whoo,
You need a protective bath?
man, I did. I did. I had to take one for 7 days straight. My auntie is a
Mhm.
clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant?
Yeah, she's one
Okay.
of them. Yeah, so she like a witch or whatever.
She
Yeah, cause she was one of the people who gave me a tarot reading
Oh,
at that
nice.
time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like I said, it's a lot of stuff to talk about.
The
It's so much.
possibilities are endless. Once you spiritually awaken, like you said, the journey is lonely, but I mean, there's so many gems along the way and meeting certain people that are in alignment with you as well. Like it's amazing. Like, and it only gets better. Like it only gets better from there.
Yeah, so but I'm grateful though. I really am grateful. I'm grateful for everything. But now looking back at it, I only think about all of the great times I had.
Yeah.
I don't think about none of the negative things that happen
Yeah.
too much
Yeah.
because it's like,
It's over, you know. You look at you, you know, you're doing this podcast to help men, you know, you're extending your energy out to people who need to hear it the most. Like it's only going to get better. It's only going to get up from here. And you know, there's more people out here. And I think I said this to you before, that needs a voice like you know, that needs that connection to men and to helping men in their mindset and just living a healthy and a spiritually aligned lifestyle. And you know, you're the vessel at this time to do that. So you know, that's amazing. And you know, everyone or most people will feel lucky to come into contact with you to have that experience and to just learn.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad I'm doing this purpose now because
Mhm.
Lord knows I would hate to have to repeat this shit again.
Yeah, for
Lord
real.
knows I don't want to come back here. So I say, you know what? If I don't do this now, I'm gonna have to reincarnate and do this all over again. And I've been fighting this purpose for years. You hear me? For years.
Right.
And I've been trying to avoid and neglect. I've been, bobbing and
Yeah.
weaving. It's like, okay
Like,
now.
is this really for
Yeah.
me?
They're like, it's like, okay now. You keep
Yeah.
on avoiding it, you're gonna have to come back here, or I'm gonna teach you a lesson. So you
Gosh, yeah.
better get it together. I'm like, all right. So I got the confirmation. Rich gave me the confirmation. King Simon gave me the confirmation. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. But the main confirmation was the story that I read about last year on Facebook about this man taking the life of his ex-girlfriend,
Oh, right. Hmm.
and it just made me think like mental illness is a real thing, whether people
Yeah.
believe in it or not.
Hmm.
And even though I don't know the details of what was going on between them, there's really never no excuse to take somebody's life because they don't want to be with you no more.
Hmm.
And that story really stuck out to me because I was in that same mind space with my ex-girlfriend,
Hmm.
because I like that codependency you talked about. Like if I can't have you, nobody gonna have you. And you know what I'm saying? And I just knew that wasn't me deep down. I just knew like that's not who I am. So I got to reconfigure myself and figure this out. So it's just a lot of things. And, I just really hope that I can shed light and make women, well, not make them, but they have that feeling of being protected by men again, and they don't have to, feel like men are what they don't want them to be. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I want men to feel like um they are who they're supposed to be. They're the leaders, the protectors, the providers, you know, the logical thinkers, the authoritators,
Yeah.
and things like that. And the confidence most definitely.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah. But before we get out of here, one last thing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Um, what advice would you like to give the people that will be listening or is listening now about protecting your energy?
Advice. My advice would be to um I would say just continue if you haven't already, like keeping a shield of protective energy around you. Be intentional about who you have around you, be intentional about where you're spending your time, being sure you're in spaces that are conducive to your spiritual development and just your overall development, spaces that are positive and encouraging and enlightening. I would advise everyone to keep crystals around. If you have black tourmaline, that's a great crystal for protection. Obsidian, amethyst as well, that's a great protective stone that brings calming and healing energy. If you don't have crystals, or if you're not into crystals, you could always use salt to protect yourself, protect your home. Put in salt around the doors or put in salt in the windows, and just certain rituals. Whether you're doing a bath ritual, which really cleanses your energy and protects your energy, um, or just, kind of what you said before, like you had the ritual in the morning where you set the intention to start your day, that you want to start your day feeling protected, feeling guided, feeling covered in light, love, and just like for me, like I just always envision myself in this like protective bubble. I even envision like my own security guard or my own little guardian security team, like all around me at all times. And just staying connected to source. Like I feel like everyone knows what's right for them and what's not, like, so listening to your intuition, listening to yourself, and just knowing um just the right situations to be in. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. But you know you have to protect your peace, you got to protect your mind, you got to protect your money, you got to protect your wealth. And it all comes down to just you, again, setting the intention, telling yourself this is what you want, and being firm in it. A lot of the times too, um you really have to declare and decree certain things into the universe. And um your protection and your well-being and your safety, it's like a non-negotiable. Like to me, that's something I just don't play about. Like I protect my peace, I protect my money, I protect my energy. Like I'm not going to be in any situations where I feel less than, and if I do, I remove myself immediately. I used to stay in those situations before my spiritual journey. Now I've learned to walk away because it's just not in alignment. So, like I said, just recognizing those situations that aren't in alignment, that don't, protect your spiritual energy. Um, what else? White light activation is a good one too. Just envisioning a white light around you, that's activating your cells and keeping that sacred bubble of energy, sacred light around you at all times. What else? What else? Another thing too is like I say this to myself often, but like again, going back to people, I think that's the big thing sometimes is just protecting yourself from certain people. You need to ask yourself too, are these people like spiritually verified to be in your presence? Like, do they deserve to be in your energy? Do they deserve to just be in your presence? So, ask yourself, are the people around you spiritually verified? And see if it's a yes or a no. If it's a no, you might want to start finding ways to distance yourself from the person, or meditate a little bit more to figure out why. Maybe pull some cards if that's the case. But just do your due diligence to protect yourself. To, like I said in the beginning, you have a house with an alarm, a car with an alarm. Even when you think about your bank account, you have pins and passwords, to protect unauthorized people from coming into taking your money or taking your cards or whatever the case may be. You need to do the same in the spiritual sense, where you're protecting your mind, body, and spirit from outside forces or influences that aren't the best for you also. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Shit, I'm gonna take some of that advice my damn self. you
Yeah.
know, but I want to say thank you once again. Damn, microphone keep dropping. All right, there we go. I want to say thanks again for coming to my platform. Shedding light. I really appreciate you answering me when I reached out to you, because some people would be like, I don't know him. I ain't about to talk to him. What he talking
Oh,
about?
really?
But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's some people. It doesn't happen often, but it happens.
Okay.
But
Well,
but
yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful and thankful that I can expand my platform and
Yeah.
not just have it being one dimensional.
Hmm.
Talking to like-minded people, advanced-minded people, in
Yes.
my opinion.
Facts.
Speaking about things that some people may have never heard before, or some things that people may need to hear.
Yeah.
So like she said, make sure you protect your energy. Have your own little personal energetic bodyguard.
Period.
That's how you do it.
That's your
But
squad.
I have her website in the description, her Instagram, her TikTok, her YouTube, her Facebook. She don't be on there, but if you still want to go on there, you can go on there. But you know, everything is on there. Once again, I want to say thank you. I'm grateful
Thank
for you
you.
joining me. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope to have you back on here again
Yes,
soon.
definitely. Thank you so much, Dre. Appreciate you.
So I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you
All
later.
right, bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So that was the conclusion of our episode. Great episode. I don't know when I'll be back on again, but I will keep y'all updated. So thank you for everybody who was watching and tuned in, and I will see y'all next time. All right, peace.